Welcome back. I am Eric Unfiltered, and I am your host, Eric Dickinson. Before I get started, you can please do me a favor, hop over to X and find me at Eric Not Sorry. Give me a follow. I get a little spicy there, a lot of fun. If you like the tamer jokes, you can also follow me over at Facebook at Eric Unfiltered Podcast. So thank you for checking me out. Let's get into this. So first story, I have to lead with this. Kyle Busch. What a shock. If you're not a sports fan, still just his age alone is shocking. On Thursday, May 21st, my birthday, I was having such a good day too. At the young age of 41, Kyle Busch, two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, died. Shocking. I haven't watched NASCAR really since Dale died. Since Dale Earnhardt died, I haven't really watched, but Kyle Busch, I'm familiar with him, man. I mean, two-time champion. Bro's got, I think through all of his races, through all of the different leagues, he's got, over 250 wins or something like that. Dude was a beast. So, recently, during a broadcast at his race in New York at Watkins Glen, he was heard on the team radio asking for the doctor because he was dealing with a sinus cold, described as a substantial cough and head congestion made worse by the track's demands. The G-forces. I mean, who the hell wants to do anything when they have a head cold? I've had sinus infections. They suck. I don't want to walk anywhere, let alone get in a car, let alone experience G-forces, right? All right, so the exact quote, now this is widely reported from Fox NASCAR broadcast. He asked the crew to find... Sorry if I mispronounce anybody's names through this whole broadcast. Words are hard. I'm stupid. I'm trying. Bless my heart. But he asked the crew to find Bill Heisel, the kindred doctor guy. That was his quote. And he also said, quote, "Tell him that I need him after the race. I'm going to need a shot," end quote. Now, there's no public report on specifically what shot he was asking for. I mean, some speculate probably an antibiotic, maybe a steroid or something, something that people typically get with, say, a sinus infection, chest cold, stuff like that. But who knows, maybe a vitamin drip, NAD, I don't know. Nothing has been reported. But now we skip forward to Wednesday, May 20th. He became unresponsive while testing in a Chevrolet racing simulator. He was coughing up blood and had other symptoms leading to them for them to call 911. Now, I've seen the simulators, they're dope as shit. I mean, they're really cool. I don't know if they simulate G-forces, though. I know that they move around. I don't know if they have any of that, but still, I wouldn't want to be in one with a sinus infection, let alone what he clearly was dealing with. During the 911 call, it's out. You can hear it. It's, nothing crazy, but you can hear whoever is talking to police dispatch. You can hear them on the call tell them he is coughing up blood, a little bit of blood. Then on Thursday, May 21st, he was hospitalized earlier in the day with what they say as a severe illness. Today, let's see here, it's the 23rd. And results have come out, reports have come out that it showed that he died after severe pneumonia progressed into sepsis, resulting in rapid and overwhelming associated complications. Dude, he was 41. Everybody just keeps pouring, the emotions out of what, a great dude he was. I saw a video earlier on X, a famous video apparently. Again, I haven't watched NASCAR in a while, so I haven't seen it, but saw it today. He spotted somebody on the road, he's just out driving around, doing, real world shit. And he notices somebody in an adjacent car wearing a cap with his race car number on it. And he just starts having a conversation with him as they're driving down the road. I'm like, dude, that is freaking dope. Who the hell wouldn't want that experience with, their idol or their sports, whoever they're cheering, right? Who the hell would? That is dope. Sadly, it doesn't happen often enough, but from everything I've read and heard, Kyle was a dope-ass dude. And this is just so freaking sad. So sad, man. So young. 41. R.I.P., bro. All right, let's get fired up for story 2 because welcome back, Connecticut. We're going to be talking to you because Connecticut doesn't give a crap about your state troopers. No, they don't. They care more about illegals, so let's get into this. I'm sure I'm going to butcher his name and don't give a shit. But Joel Alexander Siza, Nuche, whatever, I don't know. An 18-year-old living in Waterbury, Connecticut, originally from Ecuador. We'll get into that in a second. The issue with this guy is back in July 10th of 2025, on I-95 northbound in Enfield, Connecticut, he was driving and lost control of his vehicle. I remember that day. I remember having to take 91 North, driving to that shitty sweatshop on Springfield. Glad I'm not there anymore. It was pouring that morning. I remember that we were doing literally 35 miles an hour. Everybody had hazards. It was pouring, and that was at 5:45. This was like, I don't know, an hour and a half or so later. The roads were shitty, but I digress. He was reportedly driving too fast for the conditions, hydroplaned through standing water, crossed multiple lanes, and struck 2 Connecticut State Police troopers who had pulled over to assist in a separate multi-vehicle crash because Connecticut drivers suck shit at driving. Even on a sunny day, sprinkle a little precipitation and everybody just goes, duh. Anywho's, the troopers were identified in reports as Trooper Chris Genovese and Trooper Matthew Seary, and that they were seriously injured. This piece of garbage, he was charged by Connecticut State Police with reckless driving, traveling too fast for conditions, failure to maintain proper lane, operating a motor vehicle without a license. Now, this is where things start to get interesting. Okay, so what we have right now, rainy weather. I remember I think it was thunderstorms. It was heavy. Poor road conditions. So we have this 18-year-old driving without a license, driving too fast, not paying attention, whatever, driving like an idiot, loses control, plows into 2 Connecticut State troopers who are out there already assisting, and somebody else that, well, probably was driving dumb too. I'm just assuming. I'm an asshole. Sue me. Please don't. I don't have anything to take. But that's what we have so far. But then he appeared in court virtually, and his initial bond was set for $100,000. Now that sounds pretty steep for an 18-year-old, but you were driving like a schmuck and you nearly killed 2 state troopers and who knows how many other people. But that $100,000 was reduced to $500. That's right, because Connecticut cares about you. But then things get a little more interesting. This individual is in the United States illegally. You know how I mentioned Ecuador? Yeah, that's where he belongs. So ICE is aware of this. Yes, they also have a detainer out for him. DHS confirmed he is from Ecuador and was released into the United States in 2023 under the Biden administration. ICE has lodged a detainer for his arrest after state proceedings. Well, as of March 19th, 2026, the Connecticut judicial system marked the case, I'm going to butcher this because it's Latin, Nale Prosecchi. Sounds like a tasty drink. I'll take 2. Basically, not prosecuted. Effectively, cases dropped. That's right. This means state charges were not pursued to trial or conviction. What? So, okay. All right, a federal detainer remained active due to Connecticut's sanctuary state policies in which they limit cooperation with ICE for non-serious offenses. So he was not automatically turned over to state proceeding after the state proceedings. That's right. Not only did the state of Connecticut let an individual, regardless of immigration status, this guy could have been Sam Smith, the whitest white on the block. He was driving like a moron, recklessly, and almost killed 2 state troopers. And the state of Connecticut let him walk. Now you add the fact that the federal government wants him. He doesn't belong here. And the state of Connecticut also said, whatever. They hate you. I've told you this before. When will you listen? They hate you if you're law enforcement. I don't know why any of you serve. I thank you for your service. I genuinely do. I wish the powers that be cared too. So, Connecticut state Republicans, and a lot of people, called it Exhibit A for why state immigration laws need to change. Yeah, no shit. They criticized policies that restrict cooperation with federal immigration enforcement, even after an arrest involving serious injury to law enforcement officers. They argued it endangers public safety and troopers. No shit. Because for how many miles was he driving like a dipshit? Okay, yeah, let's see here. Oh, serious injuries to the troopers. Sorry, I have this note here. What I found was Trooper Christopher Genovese was thrown 50 feet and had a broken femur. Damn. I've heard that really hurts, and it's a really long recovery. Dude, that sucks. And Trooper Matthew Seary apparently had a concussion, which, that sucks. All right, critics accuse the system of prioritizing sanctuary policies over accountability for injuring the state troopers. Yeah, no shit. He had a six-figure bond dropped down to $500, and then they let him walk in the end, they just let him walk. And then literally let him walk when the feds were like, yo, we want that guy. And they're like, who? Ain't nobody here. Who are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Now, so let me get this straight, Connecticut governor, judges, DA, town officials, whoever is involved with this bullshit. So in the state of Connecticut, if you happen to own or possess, hold in your hand a piece of plastic or metal, just a piece of plastic or metal, that you can put into a firearm illegally to modify said firearm illegally to make that firearm fire rapid fire, which you follow in the pattern? Okay. If you just have that little piece of thing in your palm, you could go to jail for having that thing just in your palm of your hand. You can go to jail in the state of Connecticut for that. Okay? But apparently if you drive like an asshole and injure 2 of our state law enforcement officers, it's all good, bro. This state is broken. The judicial system is so broken. Law enforcement officers, dude, they hate you. I don't know why. Do y'all steal the good donuts before we all get there? I'm joking. I'm joking. Really, I am. I'm joking. I'm not joking about the fact that they hate you. Oh, and Connecticut residents, they hate you. He's driving without a license. What's going to stop him from doing it again? Nothing. But the state of Connecticut will restrict your constitutional right a law-abiding person will get their rights more strained by the state of Connecticut because criminals break laws, but yet they got no problem with some border jumper that almost killed 2 state troopers and possibly the other people in the other accident. I don't know if they were on the side of the highway or what the situation was, but the state of Connecticut doesn't care about you. They hate you. Clearly. Why would they protect an illegal? Again, take the status of his immigration out. Let's just say it's Bob Smith, the whitest white guy. He just happens to be wanted by the feds for tax evasion or transporting firearms illegally across state lines. Hey, Connecticut, you would love that shit, right? Would you turn him over then? Is it because I said he was a white guy? I'm just playing. But seriously, though, does Connecticut cooperate with the feds on other people wanted by the feds? And if the answer is yes, then why don't they do it to everybody wanted by the feds, regardless of the reason? They don't care about us. That's obvious. Here is another example of how they don't care about us. Nor do they care about accountability. And, well, does anybody remember Erin Stewart? No, the story is not about her. I'm just asking the question. I talked about her recently and about accountability and calling out those that deserve to be called out. Well, recently because of her accusations of misappropriating funds for her own gains, accusations, a lot of people were screaming and yelling and ranting and raving about that and demanding she drop out of the gubernatorial race, which she did, and I agreed with them, and rightfully so to be angry and upset. Yes, harsh accusations, not found guilty, but accusations enough. Yes. Call them out. Now, everybody was jumping up and down about Erin Stewart. Good. Rightfully so. Now, enough about Erin. Moving on. Let's talk about Terrance Cheng, shall we? Now, who is Terrance Cheng, you ask? Oh, well, let's get into this. Connecticut residents, pay attention. Elections have consequences, and we have one coming up. Tune in, not just to me, but to everything. I'm talking everything. Get involved. Learn what's going on because things are really, really bad. How's your electric bill? I already talked. Eversource is jacking that shit up next year. I mean, Pure is going to... Yeah, nothing's going to happen. We're going to be getting bent over with higher electric rates next year. I already talked about it. I'll bitch about it again, I'm sure. But anyways, look at the gas prices. Well, let's look at our gas taxes. Not just the prices, the gas taxes. I've already talked about that, right? Our governor, our legislator, requested to, get rid of the gas tax, or not get rid of it, but reduce it or put a furlough on it or whatever. And of course, that idea was shot down, and he didn't push hard enough because apparently we're not screaming hard enough on it. But things are expensive in Connecticut, right? Life sucks here for a lot of us. Things are hard. Another company is closing up. I forgot the name of it, but some kind of creamery, dairy, something. I'm sorry. I'll have to look that. I'll do that next episode maybe if I'm interested. But another company is closing up shop. More jobs are leaving. Things are tough here, but not for Terrance Cheng. And he owes us a thank you. So who is Terrance Cheng, you ask? Well, he is a writer, a professor, and higher education administrator. He served as chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and University System from July 21st until mid-2025. Now, again, everything I've covered here tonight, my information, was done by search. So Grain of salt. Gotcha. Cool. All right. Now, his prior experience. Now, this sounds good. His prior experience, he previously served as campus director of the University of Connecticut Stamford campus from 2016 to 2021. And held faculty and administrative roles at CUNY. Wow, got to be careful with that one. Institutions like Brooklyn College and Lehman College. He has an MFA, I have different words for that, in fiction, and has published novels. Sounds amazing. As chancellor, he oversaw 12 community colleges, 4 state universities, Charter Oak State College, serving over 85,000 students with a budget exceeding $1 billion. He was unanimously appointed in 2021. Sounds amazing. Now, his accomplishments. His enrollment increased 4.4% in fall of 2024 system-wide. He consolidated 12 community colleges into one accredited institution. Okay, so you took 12 shitty schools and made one. All right. Okay. Not a difficult choice there, but it did get accredited in 2023. He improved transfer pathways, dual enrollment, I have no idea what that is, workforce partnerships in healthcare and manufacturing, and access equity initiatives for first generation and minority students. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So he likes DEI. Oh, that's fantastic. He faced significant scrutiny, however, over his use of a state-issued credit card and expenses revealed in investigation reports and audits. Remember how I mentioned Erin Stewart? Okay, everybody had a hard-on for her. Well, some of you. Over her allegations. And again, rightfully so. People had issues and heartburns and what I said, how crudely. And rightfully so. Okay, so Terrance Cheng here. Okay, scrutiny over state-issued credit card and expense. Okay, so, all right, get comfy, folks. This is long. I'm on page 4. I have 4 more pages to go. Okay? It's going to get fun. How's your mom doing? Is she able to pay her rent or her mortgage or at least the taxes if the house is paid off? How's her health? Meds good? She can afford them? Awesome. How's daycare? All right, let's get into Mr. Terrance Cheng. Key findings. He spent $27,000 on one card from 2021 to 2024, with the majority $19,000 on meals. This included meals exceeding $50 per person limits, and alcohol, which is prohibited with public funds in some cases. So let's see, high tips over 22%. Hey, good on you. Treat your waiters, wait staff right. I'll give you that, but on your dime, folks, on your dime. And expensive items like $60 steaks. I don't spend $60 a week on groceries. But, okay. All right. Aaron Stewart. Okay. Additional spending on chauffeured services. An example, $490 for one ride, despite a state-provided car and housing stipend of $2,100 a month, while primarily residing in New York rather than relocating fully to Connecticut. So he is being given $2,100 a month. Remember that number. $2,100 a month just in a stipend. Just in a stipend. And he clearly isn't using it to live in Connecticut or use it to move here. Or, okay, $2,100 a month. Let's do some math. That's, let's see, 10 months. That's 21 grand. So, what? So 26, 27 grand? Okay. And he ain't moving here. Okay, that's your tax dollars, bro. All right. The audits, the comptroller and state auditors found issues with reconciliations, missing documentation, policy violations, and poor judgment. No shit. Though not all were deemed outright illegal. Similar, though lesser, issues appeared with other CSCU leaders. There's a systemic problem amongst educators and administrators. But you should have known that by now if you're involved in your children's life. Public and legislative reaction was strongly negative. Yeah, they tend to be like that, especially given CSCU's budget deficits, staff and faculty cuts, and student struggles. Example, limited food pantries. Now, again, this was a search compiled together. Cheng issued public apologies, calling it a mistake in public perception, and vowed reforms. I'm sorry. You are accused of misappropriation of funds, taxpayer funds, and you're calling it a mistake in public perception? You're kind of a dick, huh? This controversy was the primary driver for his departure from the chancellor role. Oh, but hang on. In April of 2025, the Board of Regents announced they would not extend his contract beyond June 30th, 2026. Wait, I'm sorry. What? In April of 2025, the Board of Regents announced they would not extend his contract beyond June 30th of 2026. I'm sorry. You're accused of misappropriation of funds, and you're still on the job? Interesting. Where do I get that? Effective July 1st, 2025, he transitioned mutually to Special Advisor, Strategic Advisor to the Board of Regents, a non-leadership role. Yeah, that sounds like a bait and switch. He continued at his full chancellor level salary during the remainder of the contract term. This was required due to contract terms providing notice and pay protection. Isn't that nice? Critics called the advisor role a sham or consolation position with limited accountability. Now, chancellor's salary, you ask? Well, you remember the $2,100 a month stipend, right? Yeah, the 26 grand a year. All right. Well, that's on top of his $400,000 base salary. Yes. Oh, look, with total compensation and earnings estimating at $442,000 annually on your dime. Now, what? Why? Why are we still paying this guy? Oh, he's under contract. What does he do? Is he not in breach of contract? Was he not charged? What happened with this investigation? They found misappropriation use of... Mayor Stewart stepped out of a gubernatorial race. She is facing, criminal charges. This guy was transferred and given his full salary. $442,000 of your money. Fucking awesome. He retained his full rate. He will retain his full rate in the advisor role through at least mid-2026. Now, official duties. What does a strategic advisor do? They do strategic advising. I'm not joking. It's in the search, yeah. Analysis of national best practices. Oh, fucking what? No idea. And preparing a report for the board. Okay. He is in, quote, regular communication end quote, with the board chair, supposedly. Okay. Now, as if those accusations weren't enough, and the whatever the hell it is he's doing for $400,000 a year. How's your medical bills? Your kids coming up? How old are your kids? Are they 13, 14? All the baby teeth out? Oh, awesome. How's them orthodontist visits going? Are your kids getting ready for braces and retainers and shit? Yeah. Are you having a hard time figuring out how you're going to come up with the other 50% that your dental insurance won't cover? Here's why. Shit like this. Reports of low activity. Now, I got bullet points here that stuff has been discovered, and not only that's publicly available, and what this guy has been doing for that $400,000+ a year that we are paying. Reports of low activity in one reviewed month, December of 2025. He sent 48 emails. That's it. It's 48. 48 emails in 4 weeks. That's 7 emails a week. Wow. Public records requests show Cheng actively emailing about new positions while in the advisor role. He is looking for work on your dime. Is that not a breach of contract? Could we look at the fine print? Could we please fire this fucker? No? Okay, awesome. 40% of his emails involved job seeking, reaching out for teaching positions. He apparently has limited board engagement. It is not required for him to attend meetings per Governor Lamont. That's right. No public reports issued as of April 2026. Let's see. Students and lawmakers expressed frustration over the lack of visible work relative to pay. You think? I know I sometimes have to explain to my boss what I'm doing. Like, oh wait, daily. We're this guy's boss. And we're also your boss, King Ned. Remember that. It's an election year, boy. In December of 2025, a significant portion, 40% of his emails were for outreach for jobs across Connecticut. He also emailed about a potential tenure English professor work position at Western Connecticut State University. Why not? You're basically, oh, wait, that's right. We're not renewing your contract. So you're already enjoying the tenured life, and it sucks it's going to go away, huh? Hey, Western Connecticut State University, don't hire this shitbag. Nobody should hire this shitbag. Governor Lamont defends this guy's role, citing enrollment gains and ongoing system improvements. Lining his pockets. What did he just? He clearly discovered a new way to get away with it. This guy hasn't been charged. Everybody was up in arms about Aaron Stewart. Like I said, rightfully so. If there's smoke, there's fire. If you committed a crime, you pay the price. She's facing, she's facing the music. She's doing her thing. Terrance is getting paid by us to continue doing. What do you do again, Terrance? What? I'm sorry. What do you? Strategic advising, analysis of national best practices, and preparing a report for the board. With 40-something emails in the month of December. Elections have consequences, folks, and we have a problem here in Connecticut. We have a big problem. We actually have two big problems right now. See, Ned Lamont sucks shit. Yeah, Ned, you do. And you enjoy it. You really do. The problem is the guy that's challenging Ned is basically Mamdani. He's a commie. I don't know the guy's name. Don't care. Commies aren't people. I don't give a shit. But the guy who's challenging Ned, the Democrat who is challenging him, is basically like Mamdani. Free stuff. Free stuff. Well, if you haven't noticed, New York City is fucking awesome. Their budget is basically gone, and it's May. So things are going swimmingly in the wonderful Big Apple. Things are awesome there. That's just a city, folks. There is a guy that's just like that, as radical, as progressive, as fucking nuts as Mamdani, who wants to run the entire state of Connecticut, not just the city. He wants to run the entire state. He's worse than Ned. And Ned's got to go. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you who to vote for. That's not my job. I don't do that to my friends. They ask me questions. I give them information. I send them links. I'm not going to tell anybody who to vote for. I don't know if Ryan Fazio is the answer. I don't know. I know some of you that are watching this going, he sucks. And others are going, yeah, he's our man, or we got to get. Regardless, these are the facts. This guy was not held accountable. He was shuffled along like a pedophile in the church. Sorry, Christians. Low-hanging fruit. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to drive the point home. Everybody was upset about that, right? Rightfully so. Everybody was upset about the mayor. Rightfully so. Where's the outrage over this guy? $400,000 a year that we're paying this guy to do what? Nothing. Clearly, obviously. Look for other jobs. Sweet gig, bro. Can I? Hey, Governor Lamont. Hey, I really hope you're the next governor. Can I have that guy's job? Can I? No? All right, well, fuck you then. All joking aside, King Ned supports this guy. Why is this guy not charged? I understand the whole contract thing. I'm sure, it's bulletproof. Bullshit. All contracts can be broken. If anything, you say, you know what? Here's another $100,000. Piss off. Oh, wait, no. How about we don't charge you and you move? Oh, wait, you stay in New York. You're not allowed in the state. You don't get to travel here. I don't know. Why are we paying this guy, bro? Connecticut's broken. This state is so beautiful. Well, some areas are beautiful. But we are losing so much. I am really, really going to pack my shit and be gone within 5 years. The state is just, and probably sooner. November is going to be a big catalyst on how fast I bring that in. Things are bad here. Things are bad. And obviously, law enforcement, they don't give a shit about you. I'm not even going to get into the shit in Hartford. Because I honestly, I don't have an opinion. I kind of do, kind of don't. 1 minute I think one thing, yeah. It's really easy to Monday morning quarterback. That's all I'm going to say about that situation. That's all, okay? It's really easy to do that. It's so easy. Video is so easy. Rewind, fast forward, angles, it's so easy. All I'm saying is before any of that shit came out, law enforcement, they didn't have your back. Okay? But it's not just law enforcement. They don't have our back. They don't want you to carry a firearm for your own personal protection and the protection of society. The people at large. They want to restrict that and then let criminals go. They want people that do wrong just walk. Like basically with a fine of a couple $100 or some shit. They don't care about us. They want more of our money. And we get less. We get more crime, more taxes. I mean, it's just like, hey, East Windsor, what's up? Sidebar. East Windsor, speaking of towns that don't give a shit about you. You want more solar panels? I'm hearing you screaming no. And I'm like 18 miles away right now. Okay? I hate those solar panels. I used to love driving through Broadbrook and East Windsor. Just beautiful until the solar panels, and they're fucking hideous. And the town is like, we're going to put in more. And y'all are like, no, we don't even like the ones that are here now. Y'all want to put in more? No, we're good. And what did the town say to you? Fuck you. Sit down, peasant. They don't care about you. Elections have consequences, folks. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and go, you got to vote for... No. Just pull your head out of your ass. Pull your head out of the sand. I know politics is dirty and gross, but just look up the right questions. Ask the right questions. Make an educated choice. And then we all reap what we sow. All right, last but not least, I want, as you saw on my socials, if you followed me on X at Eric Not Sorry and on Facebook at Eric Unfiltered Podcast, I'm starting to do a new segment because are you a Family Guy fan? You ever watch Family Guy? There was an episode where he was on the news and did a segment called What Really Grinds My Gears. I'm not doing that because, copyright, trademark, and all that shit. But I'm going to do a segment. I'm going to try to do a segment every episode where I either bitch about something, tell a cool story, or I'll do like a review of like a local restaurant or something that I've been to, because I just posted recently about where I went to on my birthday, which I'm going to be talking about now. And I actually got some other locations in the West Hartford area to go to, which eventually I'll make my way back over there. But on my birthday, on the 21st, I went to Effies Place with my man Dexter. What's up, Dex? And my man paid. He did not have to pay. I didn't even have to. He was such a gentleman. But no, he paid, and that was sweet. Anyways, I had an omelet. Now, because Effies, they have their normal menu, like a typical like diner, like normal menu, right? But one of the things they do is they sell breakfast all day, and I wanted an omelet. So I had an omelet at freaking 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was awesome. Have you ever been some places you get an omelet and your eggs kind of look shiny? Like, they look greasy or oily, but they look shiny. And your hash browns or whatever, your home fries, the same? No. My omelet looked like an egg, like an omelet. Looked the way it's supposed to be. My home fries looked like, home fries, potatoes and all. I had, bacon, ham, and mushrooms because I'm weird. It was freaking out of this world. I was hoping to bring home leftovers. Nope. And then I did have a slice of their famous apple pie. Their pies are made fresh daily, in-house, handmade, from scratch. Amazing. No joke. I went back in time. I am not kidding. The first bite, just the amount of cinnamon, I went back to grandma's house when I was like 8 years old. Dude, their apple pie is fucking amazing. So shout out to Effies Place in West Hartford. I believe they're at 91 Post Road. I want to say, look it up. Put on your GPS, but Effies Place. Parking is tight. There is some street parking on the side of their building. You can get in there. In the back, they got about a dozen spots or so. So you may have to park on the road and hoof it, but worth it. And the prices, oh, bro. I think, let's see. All right, it was two adults, so we both had a couple of coffees. I had my omelet. Let's see here, and home fries and toast. And my man had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich with fries. The total thing before tip was like $42. Right? So figure $21 for an adult to be full. That's pretty dope. And again, breakfast all day. Oh, they also are famous for their blueberry pancakes. I didn't have them. Not a huge pancake guy. Maybe I'll try blueberry waffles next time. But again, thank you for those that did follow me and commented on my post about Effies Place and the recommendations. I do have them saved in my phone. My first gripe is going to be in probably my next episode. Now we'll be griping about phones in general, and also if anybody that knows really good shit about electronics, I want to talk to y'all. Elon Musk kind of smart people, like like that, and deep pockets too. But I have an idea. Next episode, I'm going to be griping about phones. You guys aren't going to want to miss that. All right, thank you for. I'm going to wrap it up there now. How many words are hard. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, if you like this episode, please hit the like, the bell, and all that stuff. I am going to get into a routine as much as it's going to kill me to get episodes out Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I can get on a routine. More professional. I'm trying. It's really hard, but I'm trying. Obviously, if something major breaks, obviously I'm going to do my best to jump on it, but I'm going to try to get you entertained, if that's what I'm calling this entertainment, damn it. Are you not entertained? If you're not, well, you didn't make it this far. All right. Thank you for watching. Until next time.